Okay, welcome. We're going to get started here. Uh, I'd like to thank you all for joining in. I'm going to turn the floor over to Andy Harris, and he is one of our board members. He is the also one of the co-chairs for judging, so he's going to be our keynote speaker for the day. He has a few things to share, and we'll then move forward into the awards program. Andy?
How are you? You think at this point I would know how to use Zoom. So as Glenn said, I'm Andy Harris. I have been privileged to be a part of the science fair for a few years now. And of course, this was a strange year, but it was amazing. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. So it was a hard year for science. There was a global pandemic. You were probably aware of this. Schools were closed. Labs were unavailable. Skipping a year was an option. People thought about doing that. Why not just wait? Many people decided during the year to get by. People would understand. Of course, this is just a new, unprecedented thing. Maybe we should save our best efforts for next year when things will be normal. So this one guy, Isaac, he was sent home. He was a mediocre student. His school had been shut down for the pandemic, so he couldn't stay in school. He could have taken the year off. Anybody would have understood. He thought about quitting science. He was studying science and he was thinking, maybe I should just do something else. This is hard. His mom suggested that he should try farming because that was the family business. Isaac gave that a little bit of a try. He hated it. He wanted to do science. But there was no science happening. The schools were closed. So he decided he would learn on his own. He borrowed some books from school. He found ways to keep working with his teachers, even though they didn't really know how they were going to keep going. He studied harder than he had ever studied before. All at home, on the farm. It worked out pretty well, though. He discovered some brand new theories of optics. He began working on new theories of gravity and motion. He developed new theories in integral and differential calculus. In short, Isaac had one of the most productive years in the history of science, in the middle of a pandemic. You've heard of this guy. The year was not 2020. The year was 1665. It was the bubonic plague. Isaac Newton was sent home. Oh, I spoiled it. It was Cambridge, and this was the guy. He was sent home, and many of his best scientific accomplishments happened during a global pandemic. Don't you really feel for this guy? You know, I admire him even more knowing that. You kind of remind me of him. I've been watching you students work on these projects and seeing the research that you're doing. You remind me a bit of that guy. Last year, the 2020 science fair, well, that was hard. But to be honest, it came this time last year, just as the pandemic had been starting. So the question was, do we do anything? Well, most of the year, you did have teachers, you had labs, you had access to many of the supports you'd had. It was just the final day, the presentation, we were not going to be able to do in the ordinary way because nothing was happening in the ordinary way. It was an uncertain time, but then we had momentum. We knew, okay, you'd already done your science. It's just we can't meet in a building, so we'll find a different way. And that was hard, but it worked. But this year we were nervous. We honestly thought about not having a science fair this year. We didn't think it'd be fair to you. Was it even fair to ask you to do science at a time like this? Knowing that you wouldn't have full access to the teachers, equipment, laboratory, mentors that you normally would have had. That's gone. Maybe we should just wait until next year. And I think there are places that have decided to do that. And I don't judge them for that, because I can see why this argument would make a lot of sense. Certainly, we shouldn't expect the same quality of work we've seen in the past. And I'll tell you, as we were talking to judges, one of the things we said to judges this year was be okay with the fact that students didn't have access to the same resources that they've traditionally had. It's okay if what the students present, if what the researchers do may not be up to standards. Well, it turned out we did not need to come up with that warning. In fact, we learned something from you. Again, as we always do. You researchers, you were not ready to give up. You appreciate that in a time like this, science is more necessary than ever. And science, whether it's about COVID or something else, is a part of the solution. How did we start to forget that? I'm glad you were here to remind us. You produced outstanding science. There is just no question about that. We saw some amazing work. I'm looking through the various projects that we saw in all of the grade levels, and they were amazing. We saw, even during this time, people working in machine language, biology, chemistry, engineering, plant science, environmental science, robots, gotta have robots, and so much more in a time when we kind of expected nothing. And you found often new ways to do things. That's pretty exciting. Thank you. I want to thank you. And I know the judges and the other members of the board would agree with me in thanking you for reminding us of a few things. Thank you for reminding us about the power of science. And thank you for reminding us how resourceful you can be. Thank you for reminding us that when you can't learn in the old ways, you can still learn in some new ways. Also, I need to thank your helpers, and I think you should too. You should thank all these people, because this was a big deal for not just you, but for an entire community who believed that science could and should still happen. So please thank your teachers. And I am right now thanking these teachers who had to figure out how to manage this new reality. I wouldn't blame them for saying, we can't do science fair this year. I'm still trying to figure out how to run a classroom. Thank you to all those parents who every year do this, but this year even more, tolerated weird experiments in the basement, strange things growing in the refrigerator. You are heroes to me. Thank you to the judges who appreciated and evaluated your work. They put in far more time this year than we have in previous years. We asked them to come in multiple times, and they did without the slightest hesitation. They were glad to do it. And they poured over your projects before you even met them and learned a lot about what you were doing. Thank you to the CEFI team who decided we were going to put on a science fair, and we were going to make it the best science fair we could, especially my friend and co-presenter, Glenn, and Ashley Sharinsky and Larry Shernick, who they put in every single night the last week. They were here working on making sure we had a great opportunity for you. And I just think that you should thank them when you see them, hopefully in person one day soon. So what's next? Well, Newton didn't know. I mean, I'm not sure he was even certain he was inventing a new kind of science, but he was. He might not have known how big a deal it was that he was doing what he was doing. I don't think he appreciated that what he was doing wasn't just amazing because it was in a pandemic, it was amazing because it was amazing. But he would have recognized your work. He would be a kindred spirit to you right now. He would understand your drive. He would join our organization, your teachers, your parents, and the judges in congratulating you. You didn't just survive this year. You thrived. And with that, I'll give it back to Glenn so we can give out some awards.
Thank you for that, Andy. Great sentiments. So we are here to present the awards for you, and Andy is correct. We had some amazing work done, and we do, all of us had talked about, we wish we could give everybody significant awards, but this is difficult to do, and in a time like this, even some of the organizations that normally help us out weren't available, and they had things of their own going on, and we appreciate that. But we will continue and move forward. We have most of our normal awards, so we're just going to go through that, and forgive me in advance if we mispronounce your name. Some of the things we do, sometimes we don't really get it going well, and I'm not the best of speakers, so we'll just kind of pop into this and we'll go through this wonderful Prezi. I'm sorry if it goes, I'll try to remember to go slow enough to let the graphics load for you, but we're going to go right place here. We'll go back to the national organizations. I apologize for that. As Andy said, the technology should be pretty smooth, but it's not. It looked great on my screen, just in case you wanted to know. All right, so back to the NASA award. Again, this is what the certificate is about. Earth System Science, and the award again was Archit Kalra awardee. And then we went on to the Materials Education Foundation Award. The certificate goes to, again, Helena McWilliams. The Women Geoscientist Award goes to Sri Saravanan. I think that's where I got caught. The Yale Science and Engineering Award will receive a certificate and actually a pewter medallion when she applies to that. That's Somia Chundi. Congratulations. And our next award is the best use of the metric system in a project. We have two of these. Certificate of Merit that goes to Lillian Colley and Andrew Lipton. Okay, our next award is sponsored by the Society for In Vitro Biology for a project showing outstanding achievement for ability and creativity in vitro biology. This certificate goes to Joshun Palaru. The next is the best weather-related project sponsored by the American Meteorological Society. We have two of these. Certificate of Merit for studying the principal and technical innovations understanding complex weather. This certificate goes to Christopher Schweitzer and Sri Saravanan. Our next award, sponsored by the American Psychological Association, Certificate of Recognition for Achievement in Research in the Psychological Sciences. This goes to Kendall Jordan. Congratulations. The next award is the RICO Sustainable Development Award, a Certificate of Merit for a project that best addresses the issues of environmental responsibility and sustainable development. This certificate goes to Sri Saravanan. The next award is the Water Environment Federation Award. It's the award for excellence in water and a project investigating water quality. These students receive a certificate in addition to the opportunity to enter into a state level competition. The awardees for this are Isabella Budak and Ava Buda, Andrew Lipton, and Olivia Bimbo and Alana Morris. Our next award is the Pulse of Planet Award, sponsored by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Certificate of Recognition of the project that best demonstrates the principles and innovations of a greatest potential for an improved understanding of Earth's dynamic processes. This certificate goes to Sydney Hefty. Our next award is the Mu Alpha Theta Award for the best use of mathematics for a high school project. The certificate goes to Minnie Lang. And our next award is a new one. It's the Regeneron Science to Medicine Award for the Biomedical Science. It's a certificate and $500, sponsored by Regeneron Corporation. And this awardee is Aisha Kogan. And now we have our Navy Awards for Excellence in the Science Fair Project. The first award is an honorable mention, and this award is a certificate of merit and goes to Matthew Alcantara. The next Naval Awards are certificate of merit and a Naval Research Medallion with a $75 gift card attached. And our awardees for this are Madeline Cerny, Kunal Chawla, and Karina Castaneda. And those awards are from the national organizations. Now we have a few from Indiana organizations who would also like to give awards. Let's move on into that set. The first one is a mouthful. It is the Society of Tribologists and Lubrication Engineers for an outstanding project in the study related to tribology. This is a certificate of merit and $50 award, and the awardee is Sydney Hefty. Congratulations there. Our next award is the Marathon Health Award for Science and Health Promotion and Medical Innovation. The certificate of merit goes to Mary Kearns. Our next award is the SAIC Award for Excellence in Science for Engineering Research, focusing on the applied sciences. The awardee will receive a certificate and $50. And this is Isabella Budak and Ava Budak. Our next award is the Maxine N. and David W. Ford STEM Awards. This is a certificate of merit, a framed periodic table, and a $150 award. The awardee is Sydney Hefty. Our next award, sponsored by the Indiana Psychological Association, Outstanding Project and Study Related to Psychology, a certificate of merit and $50. The awardee is Talia Thornton. Our next award is sponsored by the Indiana Association of Environmental Professionals. It's an award for excellence in environmental sciences. Our first award is a certificate of merit and $100. This award goes to Olivia Bimbo and Alana Morris. The next one is a certificate of merit and $200. And this award goes to Isabella Budak and Ava Budak. The next is a certificate of merit and $300. And this award goes to Aubrey Evilsizer. Moving on. We now have the Purdue University College of Agriculture Awards. This is for excellence in agriculture or ag-related research. The recipient will receive a certificate of merit and $200 award from Purdue University. This awardee is Lillian Colley. The next Purdue College of Agriculture Award for the best project overall, it gets a certificate of merit and $300, and the awardee for this is Matthias Hefty. The next award, sponsored by the American Chemical Society for the Indiana section, the award for excellence in demonstration of the chemical principle. Third place award, certificate of merit and $100. This awardee, Raghav Sriram. Best use of chemistry, second place award, certificate of merit and $150 goes to Andrew Lipton. Best use of chemistry, first place award, certificate of merit and $250 goes to Jiashu Ching. Our next award is our award sponsored by the Central Indiana chapter of the American Statistical Association for the best use of statistics. The honorable mention certificate goes to Madeline Fwong and Talia Thornton and Sophia Sankari. So the third place award, certificate of merit and $50 award goes to Sai Karthik and Casey Query. The second place stats award, certificate of merit and $100 is being presented to Shangye Li. And the first place award from the American Statistical Association is a certificate and $200, and the awardee for this is Mayesha Rashid. Next, we have the Women in Lilly Discovery and Development Award. It is for young female scientific excellence. It is a certificate of merit and $200. We have two awardees for this year. Our first awardee, Sophia Sankari, and our second, Somia Chundi. That's it for the Indiana organizations. I would like to especially thank those organizations that continue to support students in science fair. And it's time we're going to move on. We're going to change the order up this year a little bit. And we're going to let Andy tell us who the ISEF nominees are. That's the next step. Are you ready?
I am indeed.
Well, hang on. I'm back up to out of order here. I forgot we had a few more. We'll get to that. Give me just a second. The Les Willig Spirit of Science Award for those students who show excitement and energy in science. It's a certificate of merit and $100. And the awardee, Ricky Larison, Archie Kalra, Mayasha Rashid, and Sydney Hefty. And also we have the Pete Kissinger Award for Entrepreneurial Spirit for a student who takes their project and it has some business application and opportunity to do so. This certificate and $50, and that goes to Matthew Alcantara. And then we have the Newton Award, and this is in honor of Isaac Newton's terrible year that he did amazing things. So we're going to take somebody who took lemons and made lemonade out of their project, and a certificate of merit and $50. And this award goes to Alan Huang. And then we have our best abstract awards, a certificate and $50. We have a few of these. Our first awardee, Mia Cerny, Jeffrey White, and Olivia Woodcox. And now we're moving on to the ISEF Awards. So now I'll be quiet and let Andy take over.
I was wondering if you're changing things up on me, just trying to keep me on my toes. So the following students have been selected to compete in the 2021 Regeneron ISEF. Unfortunately, the ISEF will not be in person again this year, but it will still be quite an exciting event. And we have been given the opportunity to send more students than we typically have. We're very pleased to send the following students to compete in the ISEF. Soumya Chundi, Karina Castaneda, Christopher Schweitzer, Nathan Frank and Paul Romeu, Madeline Phuong, Raghav Sriram, Matthew Alcantara, Mary Biggs, Kelsey Avery, Minnie Liang, Abigail Weaver, Ryan Norden, Andrew Lipton, Kunal Chalwa, Jashu Chang, Jason Palauru, Maisha Rashid, Sophia Sankari, Talia Thornton, Sydney Hefty, Sia Goal, Matthias Hefty, Samantha Winland, Aisha Kokan, Allison Dew, James Yang, Aubrey Evilsizer, Sama Zaran. So now we have the award winners, and this was a very, very difficult choice this year, as it typically is, but we saw so many outstanding projects in every grade level. So we'll begin, I believe, with the third place awards. So the third place award will involve a plaque and $100. In the 9th grade, the award goes to Sama Zaran. For 10th grade, Raghav Sriram. 11th, Sia Goal. And 12th, Sydney Hefty. Second place award includes a plaque and $300. For 9th grade, Abigail Weaver. 10th grade, Matthew Alcantara. 11th grade, Jashan Paluru. And 12th grade, Mary Biggs. And the first place award winners in each age group, they earn a plaque and $500. For ninth grade, Matthias Hefty. In 10th grade, Madeline Fwang. In 11th grade, Aisha Kokan. And in 12th grade, Safia Sankari. I wish we were in person so we could clap and cheer because their accomplishments were really, really impressive. And all of these students did such a great job. If you didn't hear your name, it wasn't because we thought you weren't excellent. Every single person who participated is already a winner, as far as we can say. But these actually really stood out. So we have 2 more awards to go, and these are a pretty big deal. We have, first of all, some scholarship awardees. First, we have the John and Janet Davis Scholar. This is a $1,000 non-renewable scholarship awarded to a high school senior attending an Indiana college or university. And this award goes to Sydney Hefty. The Les Willig Scholar is also a $1,000 non-renewable scholarship awarded to a high school senior attending an Indiana college or university. And that goes to Samantha Winland. The Joe and Reba Weaver Scholar is the same deal, $1,000 non-renewable scholarship for a high school senior attending an Indiana college university. And this one goes to Safia Sankari. And now we have the biggest award that we have, the Senior Division Top Young Scientist. This person will receive a trophy and $500. And the recipient this year is Aisha Kokan. Congratulations.
Thank you for that. It is it's always a challenge to run this event, and we do appreciate all of the efforts of all the students, everybody out there, and I don't know how I would get along without the help of Andy and Larry and Ashley and the rest of the Cephei team and all the judges. I do appreciate all of your efforts. We will clean up this video so all the mistakes aren't visible to the rest of the world, and post it on our website, and we will then posting also a printed version of this in the very near future. I will be meeting with the students from ISAF. I'll send you a meeting for a Zoom. We've got to talk about what's required for you to do that. We will look forward to that, and we thank you all for attending and participating, and we hope to see you all in person next year at the State Science Fair and then throughout the Regional Science Fair. So thank you for coming today. Have a great day, and we will continue to do science throughout all of this. Thank you all.